Neera, on the other hand, cannot see the world as anything but an opportunity for social progress for herself, for career advancement, social advancement. That's the only way she operates, and this is pure projection. What gives?
Антисемитизм добивается распространения вражды к евреям. Когда проклятая исламская монархия доживала свое последнее время, она старалась натравить темных рабочих и крестьян на евреев.
There was also this, Tim Miller of the Bulwark begging Neera Tanden to tweet less about me.
I think why we love each other. One reason why we love each other is because we're both posters at heart. Your Twitter energy, though, lately has been a little bit off of Susan Collins for my taste. I counted this morning 15 tweets about Hasan Piker since Sunday. A lot of attacking the left right now from you on the Twitter account when we have a big challenge ahead of us in November. And so,
yes, I think this is a really important thing to
that.
discuss. I actually appreciate the opportunity to talk about this because I want to make a distinction. And I've said this publicly. I said this to the New York Times like a month or two ago, which is we're like left candidates, even DSA.
Is she drunk again? At this point, we've only seen Neera Tanden sober one time when she was doing a Center for American Progress front-facing camera video. God damn, it's crazy, man. How the fuck does this person operate?
Line candidates win in swing states. Where DSA candidates win in blue cities.
Oh.
Like, that's a healthy thing for a party. It's okay for a Democratic broad tent to have very liberal candidates in very liberal parts of the country. And when people complain about this, I say to them, there are like some really cuckoo members in like MAGA parts of the country. And, you know, like it's a big tent and we should be growing that. My concern, and it's a genuine concern, is that Hasan Piker is noxious to the brand of the Democratic Party in swing states and swing districts. And I'm always for a big tent, but big tents have tent poles. And tent pole for me is we should be against racism, sexism, homophobia, Islamophobia, anti-Semitism.
I'm talking about strategy. I'm talking about strategy. Like Abdul won. 15 tweets about Piker this week feels like a lot. Like Abdul won, and he's got...
Even this is kind of cowardly. I don't know why people don't just say the truth about Neera Tanden. I guess they like each other. That's probably the reason why. I just fucking... Dude, this would not be appropriate. Tim Miller, if I spent every fucking waking moment talking about David Crowley being a piece of shit or something and constantly taking pot shots at David Crowley, how many fucking YouTube videos would you make, Tim Miller, about the left is trying to destroy the Democratic Party uniting under the same banner? No, seriously. Seriously. I want, Tim Miller, I hope you see this video. I want you to ask yourself, perhaps you haven't really considered this. How would you have a conversation with me if I was like retweeting, I don't know, Nick Fuentes or something, shitting on David Crowley and being racist to David Crowley? Would you have me on your show to have a cordial conversation? Or would you lose your fucking mind for good reason? Because that's what Neera Tanden did to me. She retweeted Laura Loomer claiming that I was engaging in ninja taqiyya, the idea that you can never trust a Muslim because Muslims, they lie as a part of their religion. Can you imagine if I did even a fraction of what Neera Tanden has done in this entire election cycle, in the last couple of months? That's what's so fucked up about this process. I get that you guys are all in DC or have, spent a good deal of time there. You guys are operatives. And you have a cordial relationship with one another. Me and Tim have a cordial relationship with one another. We've appeared on stage together. How would you treat me if I was doing what Neera Tanden was doing to David Crowley? My candidate lost, so fuck David Crowley. If I ran around doing that, if I ran around constantly taking pot shots at David Crowley, if DSA and numerous other political organizations were like, we are refusing to work with David Crowley, we don't want David Crowley to win, and then there was a media cycle around it, and I was running around saying I hate David Crowley. like, this conversation would not be cordial. And I wouldn't expect it to be cordial. You're being far too nice to Neera Tanden here. You're being much nicer to Neera Tanden than what she deserves at this moment. And if we don't actually implement a sense of shame against these shameless mercenaries, they're never going to behave appropriately when the moment requires them to, at the very least, get out of the way. Because I'm not begging for Neera Tanden to talk about how awesome Abdul is every day. I'm just begging her to shut the fuck up about Abdul El-Sayed. Just, that's it. That's it. That's it. If you don't like the man, don't talk about him. The Senate majority hinges on this. It does not fucking make sense. I think you can shame shameless people. Okay? There is power in social inoculation. There's power in a sense of community. If more people came out like Pecan was and actively started saying, Neera Tanden, what the fuck are you doing? You are responsible for the most consequential center-left think tank in the Hill, and you're running around actively yelling about your left flank every day. You look like a silly asshole. You are dividing the base. You are fomenting voter apathy. You are spitting on the faces of hundreds of thousands of Democratic Party voters that door knock for candidates over and over again, telling them to suck it. The fuck's wrong with you? This is not the behavior of a professional political operative. This is the behavior of a drunk sociopath. It is completely ridiculous. And part of the reason why Neera Tanden gets away with doing this is because no one actually gives her a stern talking to. Okay? That's it. If her peers were to be honest with her and to say, look, you're like a 60-year-old political operative. You worked on every fucking political campaign. Is this a normal way to conduct yourself? Conduct yourself professionally. Act like you understand the importance of defeating Trumpism in this country for one fucking second in your life, regardless of your ideological resentment towards your left flank. What the fuck? You're behaving like a fucking child, like a drunk bully, both drunk with power and drunk on alcohol as well.
I've got things that I could nitpick Abdul about, but like, he's not campaigning with the Sun anymore, like that was in the past. And again, so like, why keep talking
like,
about
look at the excitement in her eyes. She's like, Abdul's not campaigning with her. It's like, why is this your number one priority?
it? It's like not that helpful. It doesn't feel like.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I feel like I have tried to be clear that it's good. It's a good thing that he's moved off of biker. And I've said multiple times, I would support Abdul El-Sayed. I think this is a good step. A lot of.
Yeah, then shut the fuck up now, please. Please shut the fuck up, please. Okay? Focus on races you care about. It is obsessive. Her and Shannon Watts and Fred Gutenberg. There's a couple of these like NGO guys and think tank consultants from the Beltway that are just insane, dude. And their own fans recognize it too. Even I'm seeing it in their replies, which they, hide usually. But it's crazy. They're literally like, dude, what are you talking about? You haven't stopped tweeting about this fucking guy.
People looked at his statement and
Trey Easton is another one. Even the other guy that was the John Fetterman guy from Searchlight Institute has been a little bit more agreeable in this process, where at least he entertains the notion of Abdul El-Sayed winning. Whereas Trey Easton is still trying to take pot shots because these guys literally have decided they're my op, I'm their op. Their number one priority is to just endlessly chirp about me. Hasan Piker's just a streamer in California is giving Nick Fuentes just an internet troll. Oh my fucking God. Oh my God. We know what you're doing, Neera. You are not slick. You can't directly shit on Abdul, so you fucking use me as a way to consistently take pot shots. She's not well. She has petty lib tyrant brain. I'm not obsessed with Piker. Everyone else is. Search Neera Tanden Piker. Insanity. This is not normal.
That, oh, it's not enough. Abdul El-Sayed's statement. It's not enough. I think this is a good step. You know, you can't, like, it's good when people do stuff you want them to do. That's great. But I'll tweet less if you'd like.
No, I like your tweeting. I'm just trying to I'm trying to get like an 80-20 ratio.
I don't think anyone would talk to me in the same way if I behaved like Neera Tanden did. Which is ironic because they claim I behave like Neera Tanden against Kamala Harris. All this shit also creates a permission structure for Nick Fuentes to further enter the mainstream. The comparisons legitimize them. I know, I've already given up on that. Did you ever think you'd see serious people Ethan climaxing? No, I did not. I thought that these guys would have like more shit going on in their lives. He will without Piker. At least one of us will be happy about that. What is this? Because he caved to the mob you spent months whipping up. Why did El-Sayed distance himself from Piker? Was he duped? He will without Piker. At least one of us will be happy. Here's the difference between me and Neera Tanden, okay? If Abdul El-Sayed won, whether he distanced from me or not, okay, or sufficiently distanced, let's say, to Neera Tanden's liking, I wouldn't give a shit. I would still be happy because I want him to fucking win. Jedin deden Nesrin baban.